Hey, everybody. Welcome back to speaking about the new moon. I'm here today. I'm very excited. I love talking about the moon because there is so much that these moon cycles can teach us. Melissa's watching. Melissa, let me know if the video is working. So I used to always think that with the moon made us feel certain things. That's kind of the way that I understood it. The full moon can make you feel really wacky, or like when the planets are in retrograde, it can make everything crazy. But what I've started realizing is that that is true to an extent, but each phase of the moon brings a new energy. So it can bring an energy of release. It can bring different phases of the moon, bring an energy of action or bring an energy of gratitude. So I think the way that it makes us feel is the moon is giving us an energy, and it's our relationship to that energy ends up being how we feel. So if the moon is giving us an energy of release, and we have a really hard time releasing, a really hard time letting go, we can feel all crazy in here. So it's not really that the moon is making us feel any of these things. It's a reflection of our relationship to what that lesson is. I hope that makes sense. And as I go, I'll make more sense of it. First things first, though, I'm doing a Creating with the Moon program coming up because I'm so excited. I want to take you through 2 full cycles of the moon to show you in depth what each phase brings. So there's 4 major phases. No, wait. Yes, 4 major phases within the moon cycle. But even within those, it's almost like a clock. There's, the halves, and then there's the quarters, but then there's even everything in between. So I'm really excited to take you through that, show you how to create. It's going to be powerful. We're going to pick intentions, and I'm going to show you, take you through exactly how to bring that stuff into reality. So the link is above if that makes you go, heck yes, and you want to learn more. There it is. So today we're talking about the new moon. The new moon, if I say moon noon, just roll with it. The new moon is happening August 11th, so in 2 days. And this new moon is in Leo. So that's just to do with the position of the moon in relation to the stars and the planets and all of that. So it's in Leo, which the sign of Leo is ferocious. So it brings a ferocious energy. So today I'm going to talk about just the general new moon, what that brings you, and then give you a little bit about this full moon in Leo and what that could mean for you and what sort of to be aware of. So very first of all, the new moon is new beginnings. That's, that feels right. I'm sure that makes sense. The new moon is the beginning. So it's the day 1. It's the birthing. It's actually not day 1. It's 0. And it's the birthing process. So when we are looking at our life, and I'm going to really encourage you to look at this as in, what do you want to call in? So when we're looking at our life, I'm someone, and I know you're someone that always is wanting to get better. We don't want to be stuck. We don't want to be slaves to our past forever. We're always trying to get better and bust through. And that's something that the moon can so help you with. So the first thing I want to say is, when you're thinking of what you want in your life, don't just think in huge things like $1 million or a home. If you're far away from buying a home, you can focus and manifest a home for sure. But what I'm saying is, don't feel limited, like it has to be something big and bold. I get people all the time saying, well, I don't want to start my own business, or, find the love of my life. That's not what I'm looking for. So they almost don't set intentions. But the types of things that we can do is just, what do you want more of? If there was a magic wand and you were able to just really sit and think about it, what would you want? Do you want more ease? Do you want some more, do you want better health? Do you want less dramatic relationships with maybe a couple people, like healing those relationships? Do you want to be able to express yourself? Do you want to be able to say no? Do you want to be able to say yes? Maybe you want to connect with other like-minded females. Maybe that's something that's been calling you, or get more time for relaxation. Maybe you want a little bit of extra money. So any of these things, I want you to get creative and pick something that lights you up. As you get better and sort of more familiar with manifesting, we can call in many things at all the time. But what I recommend for a moon cycle and starting with the new moon is to pick something. So maybe if you're into this, and this is what I'm going to get people to do in the group as well, take some moments to think about it. So there's a lot of new moon rituals. You can look them up. That's something that I know people that do that, each month. But the truth of it is you don't need a ritual. There's not a ritual that makes this real or not. What it is how do you best connect with yourself? So some people find in a ritual setting or a group setting, they bring their intention more. They're more excited. They're more jazzed by everyone's energy. So that's why they do it. It's like working out. You can go to classes or you can do it on your own, or you could hire someone, or there's many different ways. Working out isn't one thing. So setting intentions isn't one thing. Just remember that it's however best suits you. So some ways that people do it is they meditate. Some people write it down in a journal. Some people, I'm someone that I journal and I meditate, but for intentions, I like to just sit, and it could be even in my car while I'm driving, or it could be closed eyes on my bed or in the shower, and just think, what do I need to call in? It's almost like, what's the obvious thing right now? So if this past month or in the past while I've been really struggling with my relationship with my mom or with whoever, if something's feeling resistancy, I'll be like, you know what, that's the obvious thing to call in. Or if money's really a focus right now, like, oh, it's getting really scary, or I don't know how I'm going to pay this, or I have something I really want to do that I can't afford, and that's at the front of your brain, maybe a good thing to focus on is calling in more abundance, calling in more money this month. If you've been trying dating apps, trying to go out on dates, or really your intention and your focus has been on finding a relationship, maybe that's a good one. So think what's already naturally calling you. That's something that is so powerful that I think not many people mention or talk about or think about. Is there's a million things. I could be like dream home. I could be, house in Hawaii. I could be whatever, but at the forefront of my energy, what is going on right now? Are you in a time of transition where you could really use a job? Or like I mentioned, those other examples, finding love, maybe somewhere is calling you, like maybe New Zealand is calling you and you got to get there. So maybe that's a good thing to put out there. I want to find a way in which I can have this trip to New Zealand that's been calling me. So whatever you want, there's no rules, there's no too big, there's no too small, which makes it really exciting. When you start to actually believe that there's no too big and no too small, it's so exciting. So the first step I would say is to think of what's already naturally calling you. Has health been at the forefront? Is it better to focus on one intention at a time? Yeah. So I thank you for the question, Krista. That's really great. I think it is better, especially in the beginning. And it doesn't mean necessarily the beginning of manifesting or the beginning of meditating, but the beginning of moon cycles. And if you're feeling a little bit stuck and you're trying to elevate, it's like if you're in a time of growth and expansion, one thing at a time is going to be more effective. And it's kind of like when we multitask in our home. Sometimes we can do it awesome and we own the stuff, or sometimes it's like me and I just have half done things everywhere. So I would suggest starting with one thing at a time. I would personally, that's how I do it, but we can call many things in at a time. It's just that you kind of have to get good at what intentions mean and focusing on it. And that can be only a couple months, and then you can be putting your energy on many things. But I would recommend one at a time. It's kind of like quality over quantity, right? Melissa, it's calling me. I miss taco. Me too. The second I said New Zealand, I thought of taco. Cool. Taco's a friend that we have. Don't ask why his name's Taco. I don't. So setting the intention. So I would look at what is naturally calling you right now. What's going on that would bring relief, that would really help you? Are you feeling really stressed for time? And it's like, oh, if I could just find time for me, that would really help me. So maybe what you could do in this moon cycle is call in more quality you time or downtime, or maybe call in the strength to ask for help so you can get that time, whatever it is that kind of calls you. I'm just going to take a sip of coffee. So the new moon is all about new beginnings. It's day zero. It's the birth of the child. It's the very beginning. And so also what we're looking at too is an opportunity to shed the month before. And sometimes that can be our lifetime. So if we're looking to increase our self-love, Shedding won't just be of the past 30 days, it'll be a lifetime of negative self-talk and looking at your relationship with yourself. You can go as depth into this as you want. You can just set the intention and not worry about the rest of this. But this will just have it be more effective and for you to really get the lessons within the moon. So it's a shedding. It's looking at not with judgy eyes, with witness eyes. We want to just be like witnessing, being curious. Maybe, why is this a struggle? What can I let go of? What beliefs about this thing can I let go of? Because those beliefs you have about the thing are blocking the manifestation. So if you're looking to buy a home, but you also have the belief that you could never afford it and the market isn't for you and it's never going to happen, those cancel each other out. If you're looking for love, but you believe you're unlovable, those cancel each other out. So this is the time to look at what you can shed around this thing. Again, if you're looking for abundance, start looking at your beliefs about money, your beliefs about you and money. Maybe you have a belief about like, I can never make enough money, or I'm never good with it, or I can't save, or there never seems to be enough. This is the time to just look at shedding, looking at releasing. And if you have someone to release this stuff with, a BFF or a coach or someone, it's really useful. I find that probably 80% of what I do with people, it comes down to releasing things in different ways because we're powerful. We just need to release the junk that's keeping our power away from us. Okay, so it's new beginnings, time to shed and release our beliefs around that thing. And also the time, if you're somebody who has ever, sorry, I'm like pointing, I'm the teacher. If you're somebody who has ever smudged or used sage, this is a beautiful time to smudge. You can smudge at any time, but this is the time because smudging is clearing energy. So if you've ever done the thing with the sage stick and you traditionally have a shell and a feather, or you just have the stick and burn it throughout the house, it's beautiful. I throw it out to the moon and then set my intention. Throw what out to the moon? Like just like the intention? That's beautiful. Let me know more about that. What do you mean? So smudging is where you have the sage. And what I do is I go around to every room of my house, or you can smudge yourself. Or when I bought a new car, I smudged my car. When my first car got in an accident, after the accident, I smudged my car. Oh, your worries or stresses. Yes, that's so beautiful. It's like I'm consciously choosing to just take it. The moon can handle it. The moon can handle your junk. So give it over. So, okay. New beginnings, shedding, refocusing, potentially smudging if that's something you're down with. So now the actual act of setting the intentions, I touched on that for a moment, and Melissa was just saying a little bit about how you do that. So you do it in the way that best suits you. You can do it in a meditation. You can do it you could go out in nature. Some people will, this is where people will write down intentions and then burn them. And the reason why we write and then burn, it seems like super dramatic, but it means that we write it out and we burn it saying like, I trust that this is taken care of. Like, universe, it's yours now. You can handle this. I need your help. I'm putting it out. Just like Melissa just said, throw it out. It's kind of like that. And some people believe for themselves that they need to just, you take it now. And that can really help people. So if that calls to you, you can write it and burn it. I have a good friend who will go out to the river and create a little safe fire after she writes all out in her intentions and burns it at the new moon. You can do something like that if that calls you. You can also just get quiet. And like I said, think about what's calling you this month. Something that I do is I have a dry erase board that's in my room and I can see it from my bed. So I will write my intention on that for the month so that every morning and night, at least, I'm just glancing at that intention to remember, oh yeah, it's money, or it's gratitude, or it's whatever it is for this month. So that's how you can set the intention. I know that sometimes people want a specific ritual. You can look it up online. There's tons of new moon rituals, but it always comes down to what works for you. And that's why, looking to somebody else to tell you how to do it is less powerful. It's like a diet. Looking to someone else to tell you how to eat is the least powerful ever. But figuring it out for yourself and finding what works for your body is the powerful way. So it's the same thing. Do it in the bath. Do it. Just think around that time and think, okay, for sure, it's money this month. Okay, that's definitely what it is. You could put sticky notes everywhere. You could do whatever it is that helps you solidify that experience. And then, like I said, there's lots of rituals online. So this August moon is in Leo, which I mentioned, and it's all about ferocious energy. So it can amplify this stuff. It can make you a bit more feisty. It can make disagreements turn big quickly. It can also help, though, with getting you in the spotlight or bringing out new talents. There's a youthfulness in Leo. It's like a lion, almost picture like a baby lion. So it can help you harness that childlike thing, which can be really great. Leo is also really good for like going on vacations, enjoying your time. So if you have any intentions around bringing out talents, taking your business or your life to the next level, going on vacations, anything like that, this is a really good time to do that. But that is just a guiding thing. That's just a side note. For the new moon in general, think of what you want to call in. And in this course that I'm doing, I'm going to show you as we go through the month, what now? What do you do with it now? Okay, so I've set my intention, and you go through this beautiful natural process throughout the month. But for now with the new moon, also just to clarify, the energy is for about the 4 days surrounding it. So if the new moon's here, it's kind of 2 days on each side, or 1.5 days on each side, the one in the middle. So it doesn't have to be the exact day. It's not like if you missed the day, you missed it. It's just the energy floating around. Nothing is that black or white or that, it's all fluid. So don't worry if it's tomorrow or if it's the day after, which is the 12th. It's all good. So when you're setting that intention, so you've got your intention, you're deciding what you're going to call in, you're choosing something that makes you excited, that feels natural. It feels like, if I just had my way, what's the next natural step in this month or in my life, or what's calling me to let go of, what's really obvious. And if you can't find anything, if nothing calls to you, just dream. Just think, what would be super fun to bring in this month? What is it that would just light me up? And then what I want you to do for the day following and that day and just the time following, the next step, which is just part of the full moon heading towards the next phase, is to sink into it. So the most powerful thing that I can tell you, this will make or break the manifestation process, is the emotions that you bring into this intention. So like I mentioned, if you want to lose weight, but then you're constantly thinking, I can't lose weight, it's too hard, I'm fat, I've never done it before, then you're going to block that beautiful desire that you have. And that's where all of us get tripped up in everything. It's not that we're not smart enough, it's that we don't think we are. And we play the tape of, you'll never get into that school, so we don't try. Or, of course, you can apply that to a million different things. So the intention is the beautiful part. And then the hardest work of the entire moon and of this entire life is changing your thoughts about the way you think about that thing. That tends to be the most difficult for people because we're very attached to our stories. Pardon me. So over the next day or two, after you set that intention, I want you to think as many supportive thoughts as you can. This is the time to get the sticky notes, to get repetitive, to create a mantra of like, I'm doing it, or, health is available to me, weight loss is easy. And I know that sometimes it feels like, but if you can find something to repeat to yourself or some way, set an alarm on your phone every hour and just like money's coming, or whatever you can do to get into the vibe. And this is, again, the whole secret of manifesting. This is the part that takes the most practice. When I work with people, this is the part that you get it, but it's practicing it, it's learning it, it's getting better all the time. Supportive thoughts. So if you're wanting to lose weight this moon cycle or get healthier, continuously thinking, I will find opportunities for health this month. Opportunities for health are coming for me. Weight loss is easy. I'm doing it. New time, new mantra. This is happening. Or if it's money, abundance is everywhere. Start noticing how abundance is everywhere. You have a house, you have a computer, you have maybe pets or children, you have clothes on your back, you probably have a car or a bus pass or whatever it is. Abundance is everywhere. So start noticing that. If you're calling in money, you have to do the work. This is the part. You have to do the work to believe it, because your thoughts are the free will in this universe. And if the universe is trying to bring you abundance and you're going, there's never abundance, I never have money, which again is first of all, it's natural. We've been taught this. A lot of times our parents have had really screwy relationships with money and we've learned things, but now's the time to rise. Now's the time to unlearn and learn something new. So what we need to do is focus on money's coming to me. I can feel it. I'm going to get an unexpected check. I can feel it and stay in that as much as you can. So that's the part that energetically solidifies that intention. And if you choose to join the program, of course, we'll go on with what next, because it's the most incredible process of sinking into your intention, releasing your intention, being in gratitude, action. We need all of these things in the month. And the cool part is the action piece. So say I want to, gain or seek 3 new clients this month, or I want my business to do this. There's a part of me that has to take some action. But the beautiful part about it is we tend to think that it's all action, but it's only about 3 days out of the entire month that we're focused on action. So can you do 3 days if you're someone if you're focusing on abundance, 3 days of just thinking about, okay, I'm open for possibilities of income. What could I do today? Is there bottles I could take back? Oh yeah, my friend owes me $10. What could I do to call in abundance? And the rest is just energy and mindset and these reminders of yourself and knowing what to focus on at what time. So I hope that helps you. The new moon is all about new beginnings, sheddings, total possibility. So just to very quickly recap so that it sinks in or you can write it down. New beginnings, setting an intention. What feels right? What's naturally calling me? What excites me? Pick one thing I would recommend. Then look at the beliefs you have about that thing, about your money, about your weight, about your health, about your ability to travel or find love, or again, whatever it is going on. Think, where am I blocking that manifestation with my thoughts? Because the universe will always make you right. So if you're going, I'm so fat, the universe is going, okay, I hate to do this, but that's all you're going to see now. That's what I have to create for you. So if you start going, I have felt bad in the past, but I'm looking forward. I have beauty within me. Just shifting a little bit. You don't have to look in the mirror and go, I'm a supermodel, because who wants to be a supermodel? Also, that's not you anyways. So your belief in that will go, no, you're not. But just start to say, I have beautiful eyes, or I can feel that this is my time to get healthier. Whatever you can do to change that energy. So you set the intention, you shed those thoughts that are directly blocking. And if you think of the whole moon cycle, if you're directly blocking in day 1, the whole thing is going to fall apart. So we just need to look. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do it 100% of the time. One negative thought isn't going to block everything, but the more positive, the more you'll speed it up and bring it along. So focus on the positive, and then feeling into what that intention, this is the very last piece, what that intention would bring you. So feel into what it would feel like to have that. And this is a practice. So look around in your mind's eye about what abundance would look like. What are the things you would buy? What if I was sitting in my office and I had $1 million? What would it look like? I sometimes will sit and almost pretend I'm looking around and see it in my mind's eye. What would your sheets be like? What clothes would you buy? Would you buy those shoes that you've been wanting forever? Would you take that trip to Budapest? What would you do with that money? So same with health, same with love. What would it feel like to have that person in your life? If you had that best friend mate that you're dreaming of, or how would it feel like to step on the scale, or better yet, not step on the scale and look at yourself in the mirror and just go, I'm doing this. I can see it. I can feel it. I'm healthier. I just feel better. What would that bring you? And the more you sink into that, the more it speeds it up and amplifies it. That's honestly, guys, I know this is only one phase of the moon that I'm sharing with you, but right here is the secret of manifesting. It's getting into the feelings and stopping the blocking thoughts that are stopping you. Because like I said, the universe will always make you right. So if you start looking around going, oh my goodness, my desk is beautiful. I have a sitting desk and a standing desk. I have a yoga mat here for when my back gets sore. I've got all the pens. My favorite pens are here. I've got potted plants. When I start looking around at what my office would look like if I had $1 million, the universe, this is the magical part, is it starts being created right there. So the more you focus on it, the more it's going to come to you every time. But as soon as you open your eyes and go, oh, this isn't at all the office that I wanted, then the universe goes, we were getting somewhere. Damn it. Okay, fine. Here's the office you don't want. So just remember that it's so responsive. So setting the intention, sinking into it, shedding those limiting beliefs around it, the things that are blocking it, and feeling what that would feel like if you do nothing else. If you choose to not take the moon program and just and this is all you see, feel into that intention every day and you will become a powerful manifester. Feel into that feeling of what that would bring you and do that. And that is law of attraction. That is manifesting. That is how I have learned how to call very specific things into my life. So as much as there's much more we can do at the same time as the moon and really amplify this and like speed it up, if you do nothing else, sink into what it feels like to have that thing that you want as much as you can. I'd recommend getting support, people that believe in this stuff, because then you can share it with people and that energy starts growing. I'll say all the time to my husband, like, oh, it's going to be so nice when we're in our dream forest home. And he'll just be like, I know. And like when the wood swing is in the background and when our dogs are running around, I'm like, I know. And so doing that with someone really helps. But if you have nobody, it's better to keep it to yourself than be in front of people that are like, yeah, as if that'll happen, because that doesn't help. That, again, then you start getting into blocking your own abundance and your own dreams. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be checking here for anything that you have. If you're interested in that course and seeing what it is, it's above. It's $66 for a 2-month course, which is, that's pretty crazy. That's probably not what my marketing team would want me to charge for it. But you know what this really is that I want you to be able to access this stuff. I want you to change the world. So whether you decide to do this course or not, that's not what I'm about. I'm about seekers gathering together in an age where we need all of us. We need our love. We need our power. We're connecting back with the earth, away from what the man tells us to do, away from this sort of patriarch society and into something a little bit more balanced. And so by connecting to the moon, by connecting to your own powerful energy and, you know, the things that we're very aware that we have this energy. We've just been shut down for so long. So as we connect to those things and the things that make us feel incredible and powerful and start creating the lives we want, we become powerful, we become happy, and we become a love magnet. So we go into the world, we radiate love and light, and that's what we need. So that's what I'm about, and that's why I share this stuff. And so I hope to see you in the program. If you don't, totally cool. I'll see you around, and ask any questions that you have because I'm really excited. So the program starts with the new moon next month. So it's September, which I think might be September 8th. Anyways, love you guys. See you soon. Bye.